A Robbinsdale Little League ball field will get a new name to honor a dedicated youth baseball coach. That coach tragically died this spring due to complications from COVID-19. Reporter Sonia Goins shows us how Coach Robb Malone meant so much to so many.
The Robbinsdale City Council approved renaming the Lakeview Park North baseball fields the Robb Malone Fields. Malone was an all-star, mentoring hundreds of kids in the community. He was known to kids as Coach Robb. Robert Malone died April 14th from COVID-19 complications. His family said he only had a few days left in quarantine when things took a turn for the worst.
I called him while he was at the hospital at about 4 in the morning. You know, I stayed up all night. And I called him and he just was like, you know, they're gonna keep me overnight. And they said they had him on oxygen. And he just was like, I love you and I'll talk to you later. And
that was the last conversation Tegan Malone had with her dad, who was just 54 years old. Her 4 siblings and mom are still grieving his death. She says they will miss his smile, dad jokes, and upbeat personality.
It didn't matter if you were a stranger or someone he had met 20 years ago. He would treat you like you were his best friend.
Malone was also a father figure to hundreds of Little League players.
He had a very unique approach to coaching where it wasn't necessarily how good they were at the sport, but just, you know, how good they were as a teammate and how well he could connect with them and make them enjoy what they were doing.
The popular coach volunteered with the Robbinsdale Little League for more than 10 years, eventually becoming a board member.
He was the player rep for many years, and then the last couple of years he took on our secretary role, on top of being a coach to a team.
The North Field at Lakeview Park Terrace doesn't have a name. Jody Voigtler pushed for the field to be named after Malone.
Robb made Little League better. He made our community better. He made kids better.
There'll be a sign on top of the scoreboard with his name and a plaque at the back of the backstop in honor of the coach. The Robbinsdale Crystal Little League hopes the name change will bring peace and comfort to the Malone family and the community.
You know, he gave just as much of his life to coaching there as he did to his job or any other, you know, occupation that he may have had, because he felt that was his calling, to coach the children.
In Robbinsdale, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Authorities have identified a Brooklyn Center man who rescue crews found dead in a Minneapolis pond. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office dive team recovered the body of 31-year-old Charles Foreman. He was found dead in the Loring Park Pond on Sunday night. According to the Hennepin County Medical Examiner, the cause and circumstances surrounding Foreman's death remain under investigation. Foreman was one of 3 men to die in water-related incidents in Minnesota over the Memorial Day weekend. The school board for Hopkins Public Schools has voted to form a task force to consider a name change for the Lindbergh Center. That's the high school gym named after famous Minnesota aviator Charles Lindbergh. The idea for a name change came at the urging of community members who pointed out Lindbergh's views on race and ties to anti-Semitism. In addition to changing the building name, the city of Minnetonka would change the street name as well. Making those changes will be a lengthy and costly process. One estimate puts the cost to replace signage on school property at around $50,000. It could also take about a year to come up with a new name. The Crystal City Council gave final approval to an ordinance change that bans picketing targeting residential homes. According to the Crystal City Attorney, the main purpose of the ordinance is to protect residential privacy, not just for the homeowner targeted, but for that person's neighbors. The final vote was 4-2, with council members David Cummings and John Budaszewski voting against the change. The ordinance makes residential picketing a misdemeanor crime. Such an ordinance has been upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court and the Minnesota Court of Appeals. Other cities that have already adopted it include Vadnais Heights, Lino Lakes, Shoreview, and Spring Lake Park. Tickets go on sale this week for a new music event at Central Park in Maple Grove that's been a few years in the making. The Maple Grove Lions Foundation and the City of Maple Grove partnered for the 2-night event. On Friday, September 17th, it's country music with Rocky Lynn, Hitchville, and Anderson Daniels. Then on Saturday night, it's rock-themed with Soul Asylum, St. Paul Peterson, and the Minneapolis Funk All-Stars, and Turn, Turn, Turn.
You know, the Maple Grove Lions, their motto is "We serve." You know, so every dollar raised goes right back into the Maple Grove community. So you can come out and support Maple Grove and have a good time and hear some great music on top of it.
You can purchase tickets starting June 4th on the Maple Grove Lions website. And there's a new giant addition to the Golden Valley Dairy Queen.
I saw it at a big corporate store, and I thought that would be a great addition to our little old-fashioned DQ because dang near the spoon is taller than the building almost.
Every year, Dan Lohman freshens up the store in anticipation of the coming summer. Besides installing a giant selfie spoon, he also installed spoons that make for fun new door pulls. Joseph Ferris has been working for this DQ for about 20 years, and he was hired by Dan's father. He says the outside isn't the only thing that's fresh. Dilly bars at the Golden Valley location are made fresh every day, and not every DQ can say that.
No, actually, it's just a local tradition here. There's a few stores here and there that do it, but it's really rare now. The thing with ours, you know, I sell out almost every day, so every day I'm constantly making new ones.
The Golden Valley Dairy Queen is located near the intersection of Winnetka and Medicine Lake Road. New Hope nonprofit Can Do Canines welcomed its first shift of volunteer dog walkers back to the facility. The nonprofit greeted the volunteers in high style. The facility reopened to the public this week. Can Do Canines trains dogs to help people with disabilities. Volunteers say they receive just as much as they can give back.
It means so much to see people regain their freedom to some extent by using their dogs. And if we can be even a small part of that, we're just dog walkers, but to be able to just be a small part of that it makes a huge difference.
Right now, there are around 25 dogs in the final stages of training.
It's a busy week in high school sports as section competition ramps up in several spring sports. That includes baseball, where two local teams met up Tuesday.
Second round of the Section 6 4A baseball playoffs Tuesday as third-seeded Maple Grove played at second-seeded Hopkins. After walking the first two batters in the game, Hopkins pitcher Jackson View retires the next 12 in a row, including a strikeout of Sam Kleiber to end the third inning. Bottom of the third, and leadoff hitter Jake Perry goes opposite field. His home run to left center gives Hopkins its first run of the game. It's the second home run of the season for Perry. Later in the inning, a big two-out hit for Jack Primusberger, who drives the ball down the right field line and into the corner. Ryan McGee and Mannix Mikalakis score on Primusberger's double. It's 4-0 Royals after 3. Fourth inning with Jack Mauser at the plate for Hopkins, and he muscles the ball to deep center field. This one carries for another home run. Mauser with 4 hits on the day, and the Royals are up 6-0. Later in the fourth, Mikalakis with a sharp single to left field. McGee scores. Hopkins plates 4 runs in the inning and leads 8-0 after 4. Up 9-0 in the bottom of the sixth, Luke Nordine ends the game on the mercy rule with this solo blast to left field for Hopkins' third home run of the game. Hopkins beats Maple Grove 10-0 in 6 innings. The Royals host St. Louis Park Saturday afternoon in the winner's bracket final, while the Crimson look to battle their way back in the double elimination tournament.
The lacrosse playoffs are underway now, too. Two local girls teams met up in the Section 5 quarterfinals. Jay Wilcox has the highlights.
5th seed Hopkins visits 4th seed Breck in the Section 5 girls lacrosse quarterfinals. Sophie Welsh on the run for Breck finds Emily Johnson in close, and she tucks it away to tie the score 1-1. Number 41, Q Snope, weaves her way to the net to score for Hopkins. They succeed in slowing the pace early. The game is tied 2-2. Breck's Erin Duggan answers with a solo run to the goal, and she scores top corner for a 3-2 halftime lead. 3 goals in the game for Duggan. The second half is all Breck. Eleanor Applebaum flips it to Duggan in close for the goal and a quick 4-2 lead. Then they change roles. Duggan sets up Applebaum for the goal as the Mustangs' offense really starts to click. Applebaum finds Johnson and she spins and goes to the left hand to score, and it's 9-4 Breck.
After an exchange of turnovers, Hannah Polidal scoops the ground ball and tucks it away. Breck wins 13-4 to advance to Monday's semifinals, likely to face top seed Benilde. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Several local lacrosse teams play their first section games on Thursday. Here's a look at those matchups. In boys lacrosse, Benilde St. Margaret's is the top seed in Section 5 and the top-ranked team in the state. The Red Knights host Hopkins. Other quarterfinals in Section 5 include Breck at Maple Grove, Armstrong at Wayzata, and Totino Grace at Blake. In Section 7, Champlin Park travels to Duluth. In girls lacrosse quarterfinals, Maple Grove is the #1 seed in Section 8. The Crimson are home to play St. Cloud. Champlin Park is seeded first in Section 7 as the Rebels play Grand Rapids at Osseo High School. And in Section 5 girls play, top-seeded Benilde St. Margaret's host Totino Grace. Armstrong is home to play Spring Lake Park, and Osseo Park Center is at second-seeded Wayzata. And finally, our high school play of the week competition continues for a couple more weeks here in June until the end of the spring season. And here's last week's winner. It's Dani Strom, Maple Grove softball left fielder, with a nice sliding catch in foul territory in the Crimson's recent win over Champlin Park. Congratulations to Dani. 4 new plays are up on our website now for you to vote on. Go to ccxmedia.org, click on the sports tab, and then go to Play of the Week to cast your vote. That's all for sports. I'm John Jacobson.
Almost kind of overran this one and then realized.